Hey, my friend. Welcome back to the Cosmic Mystic. Danny C. Muniz here. I help spiritual female entrepreneurs overcome burnout, self-doubt, and misalignment so that they can create a thriving soul-led business with ease and flow. We do that through deep healing and inner alignment. My friend, I am so blessed and honored to be with you today for this week's Sidereal Astrology forecast. If you are looking for the full February forecast that came out over the weekend, you can check that out here on the YouTube page. If you are catching this on the podcast, yes, my friend, we do have a podcast called the Cosmic Mystic Podcast. You can get that on all of your favorite platforms if you just want me in your earbuds to hear what is going on this week. Plus, we've got tons more on the podcast with interviews and other things that I like to talk about over there, all around the awakening to your spiritual self and navigating life when the world doesn't quite understand. So, my friend, I am blessed and honored that you are here. We're going to dive into everything that I see happening right now and how it's affecting you and how you can use it on your personal growth and self-mastery journey, as well as in your business. So, if that is you, my friend, stay tuned because we are diving in. So a couple of things I do want to say as I begin to share my screen here is that we are going to be starting a community called the Cosmic Mystic coming up very soon. So if you would like to be part, if you like everything that we do here on the Cosmic Mystic, then be sure to look out for that. It's going to be coming up real soon. I just felt like we needed a place where we could chat, and Instagram didn't really work for me. So we're going to do it in our own little community. How does that sound? Yeah? Okay, let's dive in. All right, as you know, I like to kick off with the state of the planets. So here we go, my friend, diving into the state of the planets. We've got our sun here in Capricorn at 20 degrees, which is conjunct that Mercury in Capricorn at 16 degrees. We've got Pluto over here in Capricorn. Whoa, what is going on here? We've got Pluto over here in Capricorn at 7 degrees. We've also, if we come over here, we've got Mars still in retrograde. And if you remember, Mars did move into that retrograde at the end of January into Gemini. So he is hanging out in Gemini right now. And then we've got Jupiter over here retrograde in Taurus, which we're going to talk about because it is actually moving out of retrograde this week and will be moving forward. So can't wait to share about that. Plus we've got Uranus over here at 29 degrees Aries. We'll be talking about Uranus. And we've got Chiron over here. Pisces. We've also got our moon kicking off right here at 0 degrees Aries. We've got Pisces, Venus in Pisces, a lot of activity in Pisces, which we're going to see a lot of influence this month with Pisces. I talked more about that in the February overview, but you'll see there's a lot of Pisces energy, even though our sun is in Capricorn and will be moving into Aquarius. Pisces is playing quite a big role this month and next. All right, so we had Venus in Pisces. This is the north node in Pisces, making that south node over here in Virgo. We've got Neptune in Pisces, and these two are conjunct as well as Venus. So these three right here, we've got this conjunction beginning, and we're going to see a couple more planets enter that conjunction over the next couple of months. But right now we've got Venus, North Node, and Neptune, and then we've got Saturn over here in Aquarius at 23 degrees. All right, let's go ahead and dive into where our sun is. All right, as I mentioned, Our sun is moving through Capricorn. There are a couple of things I do want to talk about this week in particular. So we have been seeing this trine over here to Jupiter, as well as this conjunction with Mercury that I talked about earlier. So remember that trine with Jupiter is bringing that optimistic, really confident, and really positive outlook on things beginning, things starting. Even though I do know we have had quite a few things happen in our world this past week that have been really intense and really eye-opening, let's just say, that we do have this feeling of, whoa, what's going on? Things are a little rocky. There is still some optimism here about we'll be able to get through this with this sun trine Jupiter. But this is coming from more of an internal place, because we're talking about Jupiter, who is still retrograde. And this is more of an internal aspect. In a bit, we're going to talk about Jupiter that is now moving forward, and we're going to see that start to move forward not only on the inside but also right in our world, but also in the outer world. Now, a couple of other things we have going on. We have the sun conjunct Mercury. I did talk about that in the overview or earlier this week, or over the weekend actually is when it came out. There is a focus here, a lot of focus I should say, on thinking and communication. Sun is our consciousness, Mercury are our thoughts and our thinking and how we process information. So there's a whole lot of thoughts coming through right now. The beautiful thing with the Mercury energy is it's very adaptable and it's very curious. And so there's a lot of curiosity about what is going on and what's happening and what is this going on, and being able to kind of go with the flow. I would also say that there's more of a opportunity to connect with people, especially things that are close by to you or just a short trip away. So your neighborhoods, your communities, especially things like your social media platforms. So this is a really good time to stay top of mind for people, especially as a business owner, right? We want to stay top of mind with our ideal clients, with our own clients and our communities. And so this can feel like a much more busier time because there's a lot of social connection and social interaction. People want to get together. People want to hang out. People want to unite under different ideas and things. So there is a lot of that happening. Now, let's look at this one that came in here on the 2nd, which is this sextile over here to Chiron. Now, Chiron, as we've mentioned many times here on the channel, Chiron is the wounded healer. And so with the sun and Chiron, these are two energies working really well together. It is allowing us to come out with our frustrations, our wounds, our traumas, really to come out through them in a way that is really more motivating and empowering. And so you might find that you are more optimistic and you are being able to share that information, teach others what you've been through, right? This is like shedding a light on your ideas where others can benefit from it. Now, the final one I want to talk about that comes in here on the 5th, there we go, 5th, is the Sun square Uranus. So we can see the sun down here on the 5th, it will actually be conjunct the moon. So we've got Uranus wanting to change things up, causing these unexpected things to happen, which is requiring more of an open mind for us, more flexibility with that conjunction over here with the sun is making it really nice, right? There's probably some feeling of uneasiness and anxiousness of like there's this change that's happening, right? We all deal with change differently. Some of us invite the change and like, yes, let's go for it. And some of us are like, no, 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 no. We're not ready for that, or we don't want that, right? I'm somebody who does struggle with change, even though I'd like to say I'm pretty open-minded and flexible. I definitely is like, okay, hold on. I have to get grounded before I can step into that change. But there could be some changes that are happening, even more so over the next couple of weeks, because we're talking about this Aries energy with Uranus. My friend, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This can be very aggressive. There could be a lot of anger, or just a lot of like quick decisions that are happening without thinking kind of ideas. So be mindful of that, because this not only affects you personally and what you may be doing, but this is also those around you. And so there might be some of that where people are just acting off of instinct, they're acting off of emotion, coming from an action-based place, and not really from a grounded place. So I'm going to invite you to do whatever is going to take you to ground in your energy, to ground into what's right for you and what feels good to you. This is one of the reasons why I am starting our first round of cosmic alignment this year during this time. So on the 10th, we'll begin cosmic alignment, which, if you haven't heard about cosmic alignment, it's something I used to do. I've done for the past couple of years, where for 10 weeks straight, we really focus on getting into our alignment through a daily alignment practice that is adding some things this year with journaling. We usually do somatic breath work, and we fill out our daily alignment sheet, which really helps us focus in on what it is that we are creating in our day to day. So what is it that we are calling in? What is it that we are creating? You might call this scripting. And there's a clear process that I have that we do every single day. And we actually meet 3 times a week for support and guidance, as well as clearing away some of the energetic blocks that are stopping us from manifesting what we truly desire, what we truly want in our days. And so we go through understanding what those are, as well as the 12 universal laws. So if any of that interests you, then come on over and join us inside Sacred CEO. It is only being held inside Sacred CEO this year. So come join us for that. And get all the benefits of Sacred CEO. Okay, next up we have our moon. So let's talk about our moon and where our moon will be traveling this week. So as we kick off this week, as you can see, we are in Aries. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the moon will be through Aries until about Wednesday afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock Central Time. The moon will move out of Aries and into into Taurus. So let's talk about Aries really quick. Aries is a fire sign. It is a very aggressive sign. It's a very motivated sign. It's a driven sign. It's the best time to start new habits. It's the best time to take action on something, to make quick decisions. If you find yourself, getting stuck on things, Aries really helps you move out of that. Aries moons are my favorite moons, my friend, to talk about your stuff and make offers. So sell your things. The moon energy through Aries is those quick decisions. So give your people a quick decision. Give your people something that they can do, or they can take action on by joining your thing, joining your program, joining your community, downloading your freebie, whatever that might be. This is the great time to get people to sign up for things. Now, Wednesday afternoon through Friday, the moon will be moving into Taurus, as I said, and we'll see this conjunction here with Jupiter on Thursday afternoon. Now, Taurus is an earth sign. It's a much more grounded sign. And so that energy gets really grounded here. So we went into action and movement and let's go, beginning of the week. And then we ground in that energy. Taurus is like, okay, we've gone out and done things, and now let's get those things in order. Let's start to work on the thing, right? So you might have, let's say gone out networking on Monday, and then Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon, you're like, I really need to follow up with those people. Well, that's when you start getting their information into your system. You might send them an email, schedule a time to talk with them, work on a piece of content that you've been working on, maybe your masterclass, maybe your email onboarding sequence, social media, whatever your strategies are. This is where we really get into start working on those. This is also a really good time to look at your money. Yes, my friend, it is the best time to look at your money under Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, who rules over our money. So take a look at your finances. Take a look at what has come in, what is going out. We're here at the beginning of the month. This is a great time to review your finances and see what's coming in and what's going out this month. Now, Saturday and Sunday, the moon will be moving into Gemini. And I love this because this is the weekend, and Gemini is such a social energy. So this is the time to get out, to communicate, to have fun, to be social, to connect with friends, to connect with your community, to learn something. So if you're looking at an opportunity to teach something, this would be a great time. For yourself to go learn something, this would be a great time. Or to have some type of social interaction or social engagement with your community, whether that's your actual community, your physical community that you live in, your neighborhood, or the community that you're building. All right, let's take a look at Mercury. Moving on to Mercury. As I said, Mercury is conjunct that sun, which we talked about. We've also got this square over here to Uranus that comes in this week, as well as this sextile over here to Chiron, right? Because we also talked about that with the sun. And if the sun is conjunct Mercury, we're also going to have those same interactions. Now, here on the 5th, we're going to see Mercury and Chiron, and that's just going to be through this week only. So this week, even despite of all the things that I've said so far, is a really good opportunity for healing. There's an opportunity for you to take some time to do some deep, deep introspection and addressing some of those wounds, some of those insecurities. Now, I can tell you, I just came off of sometimes I work on sales teams, and absolutely love that because I get to meet new people. I get to do things that I love. I'm really good at structure. And so I get to really support these teams in that way. And so one of the things that, during these two events, I worked about 72 hours, in about 6 days. So 12 to 13 to even 14-hour days, back to back to back. And I can tell you that tempers rise, right? Especially when you're tired, especially when you've been going at it and dealing with different personalities and working in pretty high stress environment. Now, some of the things that came up for me were opportunities for me to realize some things that are ready to be healed, some wounds that were coming forward, right? As soon as I noticed myself getting triggered by something, I'm like, oh, okay, this is an opportunity for me to look at something. And so this week I will be, despite the fact that I have a really crazy busy week, and I understand that I'm probably going to encounter some more things that are probably going to trigger me. I am going to an in-person event again on a sales team for 4 days of probably 15-hour days. And so again, I know it's going to be a high stress environment. I know that there's going to be a lot required of me. And so I do know that I'm probably going to get triggered. Now, just because I do the inner work, just because I teach people how to do the inner work, doesn't mean that I don't get triggered, right? Your triggers are just, how do I say this? They are They are opportunities. They are guideposts for you to realize that something isn't quite working, that there is something that is not right within yourself, whether it's something that is completely against what you believe, or it is bringing something in yourself that maybe you're not allowing yourself to do. So I already know that this is possibly coming up for me. So I have worked through already through this weekend. I had Sunday to kind of look at some of the things that were coming up and say, okay, what is this trying to show me? What is there within me that I can work on? And as I go into this week, I already know, I'm not putting it out there, but I know that there is a potential for me to get triggered in some way, shape, or form. And so I'm looking at it like, okay, I know I've already done this. I did this 3 times last year. I already know what it's like. I've been through it. So I know how to navigate certain things. I know what practices I need to put in place for myself to make sure that I am staying as grounded and staying as conscious as I possibly can. And when I say conscious, I mean being conscious to what is happening and not letting my subconscious beliefs, triggers, paradigms come forward. And when I do, recognizing them quickly and immediately and shifting them or moving through them so that I do stay grounded in whatever interactions I'm in, right? So this, energy, I'm bringing this up because this energy is an opportunity for new perspectives, for new insights, for allowing some growth and some transformation for yourself if you are open and aware to it. So be conscious of what you are conscious to, be conscious of what might be coming through, where you might be getting triggered, so that you can find a strategy that's really going to work best for you. All right, let's dive back in and talk more about Mercury, because we've got that connection over to over to Uranus that I want to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about this Uranus connection that's coming here on the 7th. So towards the end of the week, and we'll go into next week. So it's just for a couple of days. Again, anytime we're talking about Uranus, we're talking about change, we're talking about excitement, we're talking about quick things happening. And again, being in Aries, it could be a little bit more aggressive. So there could be a lack of concentration, maybe being kind of all over the place and having tons and tons and tons of thoughts. As we said, with this Sun and Mercury, there's a lot of thinking, a lot of thinking. So if you're already an overthinking, my friend, this is going to get amplified here, especially with this Uranus. Now, what I would invite you to do is allow the outside of the box thinking, because sometimes we can get stuck, right, in one train of thought, and it's really hard to shift out of that train of thought. But Uranus is here to help you do that. It's here to help you look at new things, to look at it in a new, different way. Both of these with Chiron and Uranus is helping you have a different idea, have a different perspective, bring new energy into something. Now, the one thing I will say because of this Uranus connection here is that there is the opportunity for miscommunication. Mishaps are likely. So as I said, I'm already preparing for it myself, trying to make sure that I'm staying as conscious as possible, noticing what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and what I am getting prepared, right? So this is something, my friend, to take really good mindfulness over this week. All right, let's dive into Venus. All right, Venus. So we have just a couple of things that I want to point out. Now, with Venus, we have had the sextile over here to Pluto. We're going to see that through the middle of February. But remember, this is bringing more depth, more intensity into our relationships. Our desire for companionship, for connection is really strong here. So, the other flip side of this is there is possibility for some secret romances, for some affairs, and for maybe if you are dating. I know this is love month. I like to think of it as love month, where I'm working on the energy of love and how I am being love, sharing love, acknowledging love, living love. And so one of the things that you can look at here is how does love, right? How can you deepen your relationship with love? That would be the question that I would invite you to explore this month. And then the last thing, we did have the Venus conjunct Neptune, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to see this all the way through the 9th. So pretty much till almost the end of this week. But this is bringing some new ideas, some new potential manifestations, really having more compassion and love coming in, more ease. There's a lot of good spiritual connection and bonding with these two. The one risk I want you to look out for is if you are dating, there could be something that you're not quite seeing. One of the things that Neptune does is it kind of brings this really rose-colored idea, and especially with that connection to Jupiter, it's kind of like you're seeing all the good and not seeing the flags, the red flags on the play. So just be mindful of that, especially if you are somebody who is in the dating world, that you might be missing some flags on the play. All right, my final thing I want to talk about today is Jupiter. As I mentioned, Jupiter is going direct, as you can see right here on the 3rd. It shifts over into direct on the 4th. So let's talk about what that means. So Jupiter has been in its retrograde for about 6 months in the energy of Taurus. And so that has been a time for us to go inside and look at a lot of the themes around Taurus and Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is growth, expansion, new adventure, higher philosophies. And so this has really been a time for us to ground those in with that Taurus energy, looking at comfort, so looking at money, looking at how we are being of value and what it is that we value. Now, it is time, now that it's moving forward, it is time for us to move forward with what we've learned, move forward with taking action on expanding, on growing the things that we uncovered during that time. So maybe there were some ideas around visibility that you discovered and you maybe learned. Maybe you took some classes over the past 6 months of learning about visibility. Now's the time to take action on them. Now's the time to really implement those strategies and really be able to see the growth opportunities here. This is why we work with this, so that we understand when it's time to learn, when it's time to take action, so that we're not putting into action something and expecting it to happen overnight. We build that momentum here while it was retrograde, so that as it now is moving forward, we should see a nice influx come through here. So if you've been doing that, my friend, look for that. It's a good opportunity. Now, Jupiter will be in Taurus until May. About May 14th, it's going to move into Gemini, and it will be in Gemini all the way through June of 2026. It's going to shift the energy quite a bit, but for now, let's build those foundations. Let's ground things in until we jump into Gemini in May. All right, my friend, that wraps us up for this week's Sidereal Astrology forecast. As you can see, there is a lot going on in our sky, a lot of opportunities for us to do some great inner work. And so this is exactly why now is the time to focus on aligning your energy, because when we work with the cosmic flow, with these cosmic energies, we work with it, things start to feel easier. Manifestation becomes natural. Clarity replaces confusion, and opportunities begin to show up in ways that we never have expected. So that's why inside Sacred CEO, we're about to start Cosmic Alignment, our 10-week journey designed to help you break energetic blocks, trust your intuition, and move forward with confidence. How does that sound, my friend? If you've been feeling like it's time for a shift, this is your invitation. We start on February 10th, so get signed up for Sacred CEO now. You can only join Cosmic Alignment inside Sacred CEO. This is where we are truly, truly, truly going to release those energetic blocks that are keeping you and keeping you stuck in those repeating cycles. We're going to look at aligning your energy so that you can manifest effortlessly what you want, because my friend, you are a powerful manifester. You are always manifesting. We're going to clear out those old belief systems that no longer serve you. We're actually going to bring them into our consciousness so that we can move through them. We're going to balance our masculine and feminine energies to create more ease in our life. We're going to develop a powerful daily alignment practice that's going to keep us grounded and in flow. We're going to shift out of that survival mode and we're going to step into the true receiving and co-creation mode. We do somatic breathwork practices in there, journaling. We also fill out our daily alignment sheet, my friend. This is my favorite thing that we get to do every single year. I do it 3 times a year, and this year it is inside Sacred CEO. We will have 3 calls a week for about 30, I think it's like 37 minutes or so. I extended the time this time for us to do some journaling, but we've got 37 minutes. That's all it takes, 37 minutes a day to align yourself, my friend. So if you are interested in joining us, then come on over to thepeaceteacher.com/sacred. You'll find the links in the show notes and in the description box. I would love to support you this season in really aligning and finding more ease in your day to day. My friend, have a beautiful rest of your day. This wraps up this week's Sidereal Astrology forecast, and I will see you next time. Bye.